Hi, everybody. I'm James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. All right, this one is called mm, Once a Bum, Always a Bum. Yeah, this story this story was a little more recent. This not a I wasn't young doing this. This was like around in this era. This guy, this white guy named Phil. Okay, so Phil used to come into the library. Used to come into the library every day. He became a household figure in there. That he came there so much, and he would stay there from the time they opened till the time they closed. You had to uh, almost had to put him out. You had to put him out to the library. So this was every day. So me and Phil start talking, and well, we became like very cordial. Okay, so I asked Phil. I said, "Hey, look," and I used to find little jobs and stuff, and I used to give them to him. I used to write them down on paper. I said, here's a job right here. See, every time I would give him a job, it was always something wrong with it, or he say he called them, and then he say they said they didn't need nobody or something, you know. So I'm like, I wonder why he keep getting turned down. And I asked him, I said, why do you think they people don't want to hire you? He said, man, because people they don't want to hire nobody like me. So then he told me that he was almost homeless, so he didn't have nowhere to send. He didn't have no address for them and stuff. So I said, look, you can get a PO box, okay? He said, well, that takes money. That takes money. Okay. I said, you don't have nobody in your family that you can have your mail forwarded to, No, everybody they down on me. I don't know why he kept saying this. Everybody's down on him. So I finally said, okay, I found a job that you don't have to give them an address. All right. Now, this was working at a gas station, okay? But you got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So this was working at a gas station, and he would have got like 40 hours, maybe a week, 40 hours a week, and then you get paid. So I said, hey, you can make 40 hours. And he said, oh, cool, cool, cool. I said, okay, here it is. Here's the address. And I gave him the address, and I wrote it down, and I said, look, you got to go in there looking presentable. Right now, you don't look, you're not too kosher. I said, take a shower, wash your hair and everything, and go on down there and shave. You know. So he said, well, I don't have no razor or nothing. I didn't have nothing. So he didn't. He said he didn't have nothing. So you know what I did the next day? I got a bag together with shaving cream, a shaver, a razor, so you can shave with, soap, deodorant, all of this. And I even got him a shirt, a pair of slacks, like some Dickies, slacks, and then he said he didn't have no shoes. I even got him some shoes. Got them from the thrift shop, but hey, it's a start, okay? So he had pants, he had shoes, he had a shirt, he had deodorant, soap, everything, all of that. And if he would have got there, he'd had a job too. Okay, so I said, okay, you got everything. I said, now look here. tomorrow, that tomorrow's your interview, okay? So go in there and knock them dead. Go in there and knock them dead. I said, you got this right here. Think like you got it. You got it already, okay? And when you start there, you're gonna go on and work there for a minute and then branch off someplace else, you know. And that'll get you started. Once you start making money, you're gonna want to make money, and this is an honest living, okay? So go on there and knock them out, okay? So I think the next day I was off. Then the day after that was the day of his interview. So it was on a Monday. So it was Sunday I was off, and Monday was this interview. Okay, so his interview was that day. So I was waiting for him to come in there, and he didn't show up at the library that day. The first time he didn't show up at the library, and I said, oh, he must got it. And I was telling all of the other employees at the branch that I think Phil got the job. So later on that day, I left and went to lunch. Stopped at a restaurant, got some food, came back, and went in the back and ate. When I came back out, there was Phil, looking a hot mess. He was looking a hot mess. So I said, hey, what's up, man? He said, oh, what's up, James? Hey, what's up? I said, how'd your interview go? He said, what? I said, how did your interview go? Oh, man, I couldn't wake up, man. I didn't wake up. I missed it. So I said, what? I said, I bought you the stuff and you just gonna go to sleep through it, get up, and then didn't even acknowledge that you supposed to have went. You didn't even try to go down there? He said, no, I was late, man. I couldn't go down there. I said, man, what is wrong with you, man? I said, where's the clothes? He said, oh, I sold them. I said, what? He said, man, I needed some bread, man. I needed some bread. I sold the pants and the shoes and the shirt. And I was furious, man. I was furious. So I said, man, you know what, man? You just messed it up for a lot of people. I messed it up. I said, you messed it up for a lot of people. Because now I'm not going to be too quick to help nobody, because of you. You want to sit in here and play solitaire games on the computer instead of getting a job. I told him you're never going to be nothing. You're never going to amount to nothing. Oh, man. That's cool. That's cool. And then he going to chuckle about it. Man, that made me so mad. So after that, I was never too quick to help anybody. Never too quick to help a bum, okay? A true bum. I was able to distinguish a true bum from somebody that's down on their luck, which I thought was this guy. I thought Phil was down on his luck, but he fooled me. It'll never happen again, though. It'll never happen again. I bought this dude's stuff, and he even used none of it. Not even the deodorant, the soap, the razors, or nothing. Well, anyway, I don't know what happened to Phil. I think he got locked up. I think Phil got locked up. I don't know what he did or nothing like that, but I think he got locked up because he stopped coming to the library. I don't know if he felt bad for me talking about him like that, I hope he did feel bad. I hope he did. I hope he take it in, and I hope he feel bad about it. But if he's in jail, then maybe they'll get him off of whatever substance he was taking. Because I know he was taking something now. He was doing something. He was on crack or either drinking or something like that. So I don't know. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop a video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with your friends. Share them with your family. Share them with your loved ones. And even share them with your enemies. All right, you guys. Peace. Adios. Salamat.